People normally think I'm pretty intense, though. You
Yeah,
know,
I
as a
think that. I
dude.
don't know. You've
I'm
always sort
not
of seemed chill
No, I'm
and.
not high energy, but I think I'm very like I'm a brooder. You
I've
know.
always gotten that people felt like a weird intimidate, like people, even friends of mine. I had a weird thing for a long time with a lot of my really good close friends to this day, who back in high school and such, when we first met each other, when we first started hanging out, they would say, "I thought that you hated me." You
Yeah, I've
know,
gotten that a lot.
Yeah.
I've gotten
Yeah,
that
yeah.
consistently, and I would always hear that, and I would just think to myself, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, because I didn't hate you. You know, I was largely indifferent, I guess.
Right.
If anything, I didn't really know you. I didn't have an opinion on you.
Right,
But
right.
it's weird to hear that, because I guess that's kind of what your point is too. And you keep attracting a certain element of person, or if you keep hearing this same refrain about yourself from people, it makes you kind of think like, I don't know what it is that I'm doing that's continuing to cause this all the time.
Well, it's something you think about when you as you get older is like how you're viewed by people, and not in like not the adolescent paranoid way,
But
where
in the
like
grand
they're
scheme of
talking
things.
about me yada yada yada, but like yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, like what what am I putting out there? Like, am I viewed as like a nice person, or am I viewed as like this curmudgeon sort of? It's fucking weird, man.
I've been. I mean, that's actually like a thing that I feel like I've been largely almost obsessed with since my dad died.
Because how you come off to people?
Huh?
Like
Well,
how you come off as a personality. I mean,
it's not a how you come off to people so much as it's like, what is my, if someone brings up my name or my person in a conversation, what is the reaction or the perception of people when my name is invoked? You know,
normally
like,
with me, it's always the N word. You know, it's like when people bring you up. Just right away, about half an hour of that, and then I'll say, "Oh, he's a cool dude, though. He's a good one." You know?
You put all the nigga stuff aside; he's not bad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize your dad had passed away, Teddy.
Oh no, it's okay, but yeah, I mean, it was 11, and he just dropped dead in front of me of a massive heart attack when we were playing basketball. But I think it's the idea of what you're saying, and not the adolescent. Oh, they're talking about me, you know. But like, what is the quality of your person, you know, when it gets discussed or whatever?
Sure,
like, what is it that people see in you, and they have this weird reflection of self, you know? And attracts them to you, you know, and gives you some sort of legitimacy or whatever. And that's, I don't know, because I feel like when my dad died, that was the only thing that I could really think about, was just, it's like that's this old saying, you know, like childhood ends the moment that you realize like death and all those things can happen or whatever. And so from there you're just like, well, fuck, like I'm like, this is it, I guess, you know, like I guess I just need to be a decent person to people, because then you're just aware of like, I'm here.
So did it make you? Would you say like it made you hyper aware of endings with people, like where you end off with each person you talk to, as a for instance?
It made
like,
me hyper.
I'm wildly like I'm hyper aware, like wildly paranoid generally, and only in the last few years where like every conversation I end, I immediately like in my head I'm taking notes on like, oh fuck, did I probably said that, I probably pissed him off when I said that, like, oh I probably offended this person.
The way to try and explain it is that it gave me this perpetual sense of hyper awareness of the, I guess, the cumulative effects of all those interactions and things that happen, because I think especially for my circumstance, it's, you know, it's the idea of you die, but it's on your deathbed and you get this chance to make amends, you know, and death, like, you have a chance to die clean. Do you know what I mean? That's a very idealized notion, you know, where you find out about death and you have, you know, but you get the chance. But in that case, it literally was like, your father's dead, boom, go live your life. Like, everything's still the same. You know what I mean? Everything's still the same. Just go fucking keep going. And it's that sense of like, well, he didn't get a chance to do anything really, you know? In terms of like preserving whatever. He was like, this is me, Curtis Tutson. This is what I want people to know about me as a person. Like, he just, it basically was then everything that he'd ever done in his life had to just be, it was summed up. The narrative was already there, you know, but he didn't have any chance to shape it or frame it or anything as he continued to live on. So I guess from then on out, I was just like, everything that I do, it's already set in a larger narrative, you know? People are gonna go and talk about this interaction that they had with me if I am decent to them.
But they'll talk about it positively. I mean,
if I'm decent to them, you know. But if I just go around being an asshole to people and being totally self-interested, and then they're like, "What about that guy? Oh, fuck that guy," you know. But it's where it's like, if you're decent and nice to people,
no one's gonna say that about someone that died.
No.
There's very few people that are dead, and people are like, "Nah, fucking good."
Yeah, I mean,
Give it a year.
Yeah, you know. I mean, at least like less of like, well, I'm glad he's dead, but like if they come up, they're like, I don't really miss him. You know, like I mean, it sucks that they're gone, but like
sort of indifferent.
It's not like highly favorable or anything.
Well, see, that's kind of like I have that weird, you know, again, living alone and stuff, especially we talked about on this show many times where I'll have too much to drink one night or something like that. I'm stumbling a little too much. I'm like, dude, if I crack my skull, like this is how I die. And like what will So I have this kind of like constant paranoia or constant sort of motivation to put out art, whatever you want to call it, just work, just something, you know, like this podcast, a blog, fucking websites, fucking tweets, fucking whatever. Because like when I'm gone, that's all there is. Right. Yeah. Like so, I feel like I sort of trying to immerse myself in as many of like just so I'm like planting.
Let me tell you guys something I do. This might sound really fucking weird. It probably is weird. It's not weird. But ever since I was like 16,
I think it'd be worse than 10.
Once a year when I'm sick, and I don't have any children, you know, I probably won't for a while, but I've been doing this since I was 16. Once a year, I write a letter to my kid that I will hopefully be able to give them when they're that age, because they're gonna. So like when my kid's 16, I'll be like, hey, I wrote this to you when I was 16.
Oh wow, you've been doing it that long?
Yeah, because it's like it's sort of, I feel like it would sort of help show that like, hey, I was just the same. I'm a dude.
Yeah.
Like because you know everyone, if you're raised correctly, at a certain point you'll hate your parents and then you'll sort of go back to them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There's that adolescent thing where you really stray away and there's resentment and all that, you know, and then
my parents are squares, man. They don't get it. Right. They never had a party.
Right. And then you go back and it's sort of like a hey dude, like I'm a fuck up too. Like kind of one of those things, right? Like I don't know what's going on. So I write.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Once a year. Does it ever surprise you you're still alive? I get
all the time.
Every day. I'm constantly surprised that I've just made it this far.
I live every day. I'm stunned all the time. I think especially in my case too. Like again with my dad, it's just I literally
saw it firsthand.
I literally have lived every second of my life since watching my dad die at the age of 11, expecting death at any moment in time. I have perpetual, like when I am walking
That's why I lock the door when you get in.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about outside right now.
I mean, for a long time when I was a kid and I was sleeping, and if I would sleep with my back to the door, I couldn't do it because I would have this just intense visualization in my head of someone coming in and just stabbing me brutally in the back.
I totally get it.
And I could not, I would have to turn over and face the door.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even fall asleep so much as I would just pass out because I just did not expect to live to the next day.
I immediately, everywhere I am, I plan exit routes. Like
all the time.
Subconsciously.
All the time.
I plan
all the time.
If I go to movie theaters, I like to sit on the aisle. You know, I like to plan, like, and it's not even a thing I think about anymore consciously.
So are you paranoid of planes? I mean, do you get fucking all wigged out when you're on a plane?
I fucking hate flying, man.
Really?
I hate it.
Okay.
You know? I mean, high-speed rail, bitches.
So I have a weird thing where
I do it, but I
guess I come to peace with because maybe I am a bit of a control freak. I sort of come to peace with situations where there's literally nothing I could do if something went wrong.
I'm getting better.
And I guess a part of me just goes, like, for instance, being on a plane.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of nervous tension when you're taking off, where you're thinking to yourself, and everyone is probably thinking at the same time, I hope this is not the last time I get on a plane. Like, I hope this is not, you know, the end. Like, I hope we see the end of this flight and everybody's safe. But there's a part of you that goes like, well, what if? And I've sort of come to a sort of solace about it where I go, well, there's literally nothing I could do.
There's
nothing I could do to change it. So all I'd be doing at this point is just making the moment that I'm on this plane, the time that I spend on this plane, miserable.
Yeah.
Because I'm paranoid about something I couldn't change if I wanted to. And I guess it's sort of a philosophy for the larger part of life, but I can't follow it that far.
It is futile to worry about things you can't control, but my problem with flying in particular, I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of what happens when I die. I personally don't think anything happens. I'm not even aware of it, and if there is something more, I'll fucking deal with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
cross that bridge when I come to it, bitches.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what I mean. Yeah, I just assume that I'm not even conscious to know there's nothing. It's just over.
It's like before you were born.
So it's what. Yeah, I mean, why do I even give a shit? But if there is some light.
You're worried about the 30 seconds before you die,
or if it's a plane, I'm worried about the fucking 5 minutes. Like, dude, I've done the math of dropping from 30,000 feet and hitting terminal velocity. Dude, 5 minutes, you know you're gonna die. Can you even fucking imagine?
Yeah, that definitely would be. But then at the same time, it's like I mean, again, there's nothing you could do. So, I mean, I don't know. I've thought about it, and I don't have anything other than I guess I would probably be the only one that just sat there.
The flip out comes when you're wondering whether or not there is something you could do. Like, that's the thing, dude.
Yeah,
like if you have enough time. Yeah. I mean, if you're locked in, I mean, it's different if you're like, you might die in 5 minutes. But if someone's like, you have 5 minutes and then death.
Like I just...
Give it a shot.
Yeah, man. Like, the anxiety is the what if. It's not the answer, right? The answer is something that I'm pretty good with coming to grips with the answers. Like, you know, but sometimes, like, I wonder... Yeah, like, it blows my mind I'm alive all the time. Just literally from the amount of... and this sounds like fucked up. This isn't funny at all. It's like very real. But like the amount of pain you can feel in your life, not physical pain, but like emotional, mental grief and pain.
Sure.
It blows my mind that your body doesn't just quit.
Oh, all the time.
Like I just went through this breakup deal, right?
Right.
And it's like,
which I wanted to talk to you about tonight, but
okay, we can talk about it. But it's like, it's weird to me that my brain at some point, and I never wanted to, like, you know, fucking hurt myself or anything, but it's like, it never got to that, you know. But it's weird that my brain wasn't just like, yeah, fuck this, dude. Let's tap out.
I'm out.
Right. I'm out, and then I just quit breathing or thinking, because it's fucking weird. And that's why, like, I don't buy that shit. All those old, like, Renaissance stories of, like, then he died of a broken heart. No, he fucking didn't. He had cancer. You didn't have that technology yet.
Yeah.
No one ever died of a broken heart, or everyone would be dead.
This is the same thing I wonder about, for instance, when my mom had died of cancer.
I mean, they're all go ahead.
And when she was in her last, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever, and they were like, she's in hospice, she's going, it's going to happen any day now, this whole thing. And I remember my sister and I went out to visit her, and the hospice lady was like, she was waiting for you guys to get here to you have to sort of give her permission to die. And I was like, that totally doesn't make any sense to me. I can't fathom the thing where she gave up the fight, but she literally died on my stepdad's birthday. Like, she gave him a cake, and then, 10 minutes later was gone. And I just can't, it has to be a thing, because you hear it from fucking doctors of all people. Which are not prone to be. There's got to be at some point you do kind of go give up. But I don't know. It's weird.
It speaks to what Jesse's saying about that point of the brain and whatever else is going on underneath there. You know, especially when you're in just agonizing pain, or you have an idea that I'm not gonna be able to get back to anything that resembled normalcy from this.
Right.
This is the end, one way or the other for me.
Right.
Sure. You know, it's either the end, or
do you think it's like falling asleep in a sense that, like, if you're, if I'm driving and I'm a fucking half awake, I know I can slap myself a few times and fucking keep it going just long enough. Do you think it's like that, where it's like, no, fuck it, I can succumb to the sleep now?
It's also like one of those moments too when you like kind of wake up and you like have this idea, like, I think I should go and do something or whatever, but you're like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Saturday.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't think you can try to die. I don't think you can will yourself.
I don't know about trying to die, but I think, but what you're saying
your
about
body, your
brain just being like, I'm done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, could that happen?
I don't think your body is going to respond in kind, but if your intestinal fortitude,
again, like, you hear doctors talk about it all the time. There's got to be something to it, because they've a million times you hear doctors mention that, like, he gave up the fight, or he kept fighting, or whatever, or like, what I mean?
I think that's just a huge cancer buzzword.
I don't even mean, I'm not even talking about cancer. I'm talking like fucking gunshot wounds and stuff like that. Any number of things. People are saying, like, oh, he held on, he kept fighting. Now, maybe it's just to make the person sort of feel better. Like, you really did it. You saved your own life.
I think there is a lot of that. I think bedside manner has a lot to do with that. I mean, I'm not saying that there wasn't any resiliency going on.
Right.
But I think that, in someone in hospice, I think they would the whole time much rather be not in hospice and, like, at home.
Well, of course, yeah.
So, like, if you know for
sure... Oh, no,
sure,
she was at home. I mean, but even still, yeah.
If you know for sure you're going to die, if it's like, I'm dealing with this in my family right now. There's, like, some serious cancer shit going on, where it's like...
Sorry to hear that.
It happens, man, where, it's coming down the line, and it's like, there's this thing... I mean, I just know the science behind it. You can't will yourself to die. You can't hold your breath until you die. You'll pass out and start breathing. I mean, you can't. Your body will not let you die unless there's an outside influence that fucking kills you.
It's like the what is it, 3 rules, Asimov's law of robotics, right? You can't let yourself, like your brain is sort of like that, where it's like, I won't let you come into harm, blah, blah.
I mean, I've had that same thing. I mean, I've had moments, you know, when I'm just, I mean, it's just I wake up and I'm waiting for the bus or something, you know, and I am like, I can't believe this is another day of being alive after everything that I've already endured as a human being.
Where you're done.
And you feel that in your mind, and I just have these conversations internally where it's just me, I guess, talking with my greater self and being like, how am I even still standing here right now? Sure. You know what I mean? Like, how did you just not fucking pack it up a long time ago? I don't know. Why am I still going? Do you know? Why not? Well, I think which goes to your idea, because it's like
you can't.
Well, yeah. I mean, like there are any number of days when like it would have been very rational for the mind of myself to just be like, nah, you know what? Cost benefit analysis. We're just gonna shut it down, and you're gonna pass out on this bus, and someone maybe is gonna mug you, and you're gonna be dumped into Mars somewhere.
Yeah. See, to me, my number one driving force is like, you know, well, there's all that stuff I have to do. Like I'm way too busy. Like I just can't die right now. I had this discussion with Rubble one day when I was really drunk about where I was like, my saying like I didn't understand suicide. I was like, I could see myself being so depressed that I was like, but then I'd be like, but I have all this shit. I got so
many things I need to
do.
I
gotta get that thing done. This is not it's a sort of thing where if I'm home and I'm working on a fucking Friday night on different shit and somebody calls me, hey, and we're at the bar down the street, you want to come out? And I'm like, I really do, but I'd hate myself in the morning. Like that's kind of how I feel about, you know, suicide in a sense. Where
I'm not talking suicide.
No, like, I just mean that give up kind of mentality is like I'm just going to myself like I
don't even mean me giving up. I'm talking about my body doing it for me.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Because like I have no interest in suicide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have no interest in giving up or whatever. Sure. Like I got a lot of shit to do.
Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's sort of your driving force. Like that's what keeps you. But for all what I'm saying is, for all the pain and different things that you go through in your life, isn't there a larger part of you that when you go through it goes, that's gonna fucking make a killer bit though one day? Like that's how you deal.
Well, that's how I deal now. But there have been times when I was younger. I mean, it was like Teddy.
I mean, I love the fucking breakup material. So I mean,
thank you. But I mean, like when I was,
that's what you can take out of that. You know,
when I was now
worth it, right?
Now you can have. Of course not. Of course, it's not worth it.
Like, no, I mean, you know that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it's
great.
It's the self joke.
No, sure.
It's the joke you tell yourself. You're like, fuck it, worth it.
I got a great fucking PT Cruiser bit. I'd rather have a decent car. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather. Okay. No, but what I mean is like.
You can sell a PT Cruiser.
When I was no, you can't.
Touche. I know a guy. I know a lot of dealerships.
When I was younger, when I was 11, I started having panic attacks out of nowhere. And fucking grown-up panic attacks. Not like I'm a kid and I'm nervous, but like fucking the shit. Like I was in Vietnam. Like real
existential crisis.
Existential crisis at 11, right? Exactly. And it was like my parents took me to the shrink, and I was like the youngest they'd ever had that's going through this, and like and no one knows what the fuck. I don't know what clicked. I don't know if there's some trauma happened before that I've completely blocked out. You know, I don't know, which I've sort of worked through that and figured out now. Like turns out I had a pretty good childhood.
You have an overactive mind. I've done a lot of research on this. It's the basic. It's the fear begets fear. It's like some little thing happens, and you sort of freak out, but you're in public, so now you're freaking out that everybody knows that you're freaking out, and so it builds from there, and then you start having the panic that you're going to panic.
Right. Well, that's the thing, and at that age, you don't have the coping skills.
Right. Naturally.
To deal with that.
I don't even know, even as an adult, most people would have that.
I'm good now.
It's tough.
At talking myself
down. It takes a very dedicated effort.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You learn techniques, and I've had 14 years of learning these techniques to talk myself out of a panic attack if I feel one coming on, because you do know that it will inevitably get better. And that's one of those times where the body not shutting down on itself is a benefit, because just go on autopilot, just muscle the fuck through, and you'll be fine. You'll be very sleepy afterwards, and you'll sleep, and then you'll wake up, and life goes on. So I'm not really doing the fear itself thing anymore.
That's good.
But at that age, you don't have that other part of your brain that tells you, oh, this is going to be a good bit, or I'm going to get a great short story out of this.
Sure.
Because at that age, everything is your life. Like everything is so fucking real.
Right.
Like you're so in it, right? You don't really have any walls up. or any like self-analysis going on.
That's why teenagers should not be on Facebook.
Teenagers shouldn't be on anywhere.
Any of those, yeah.
But it's
everything's a four-alarm fire.
Only precocious 7-year-olds.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's just it takes a while to learn those skills to know that to know for a fact that it will get better. I guess that's what I mean. Is like when you're a young kid, everything that happens to you is your life now.
Yeah.
That's why you go through so many like career choices. Like when you're a little kid and you really want to be a fireman, like that's it. You're gonna be a fireman now.
Right.
Like sometimes I'll walk down the street and I'll see something, like I'll see like a poster for an LA Kings game, and I'll remember that, like, oh shit, I played hockey. Not only did I play hockey for like 8 years, but I really wanted to be in the NHL, like more than anything. And it's weird to me that you can have a whole life goal and just fucking forget it because it was when you were a kid. Right? Like
the same way about baseball player. I wanted to be a baseball player as a kid, and I spent many years playing baseball. I missed all of my weekends.
You wanted it just as bad as everything you want now.
Yeah.
So what let you, like, how were you able to let go easier? Because right now, if I like quit comedy, I would think about that the rest of my life, like every day. Like, I used to really want to do that. That would be the one that got away.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. But when you're a kid, there's all this shit you want to do.
Right.
And it's just as real as everything is now, but you just don't know that it may pass.
I guess that's kind of interesting because I feel like that goes a lot to what you were saying, Mitch, about it's like I have so many things that I need to do.
Right.
I mean, I feel like that was the thing that happened for me after my dad, where it was like I had that conversation with myself where I was like, all right, are you going to check out? Or are you just going to be here? Because if you're going to be here, you got a lot of things that you want to do. So you just get to doing them, you know?
Right.
So it's like it's like all those things that as a kid where I was kind of like, well, I would kind of like to do broadcast journalism, and like I guess, and then comedy kind of like was not really on the radar.
Sure.
Until like that was I have no memory of writing jokes, as I said before, until after my dad died, which is just the way that I had to learn how to deal with the world, you know.
Right.
But like all the things like journalism and like, you know, wanting to do performance of some kind was always there, and like things like wanting to do like play-by-play for sports and stuff was all there. Those are all things that I just ended up kind of doing simultaneously when I went off to school or whatever, because it was like I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it at this chance that I have, you know. Like I'm not gonna limit myself to one path, you know, because so long as I'm around, I might as well try and check off as many of those things that I used to feel really passionate about, and then I still kind of do.
I used to limit myself all the time, which is something that I think is what keeps me from doing it now. Like I dropped out of high school because I was like in a band and we got signed.
Oh, really?
And we were like gonna not by a big fucking label. We got signed by like a dude with a basement.
Right. Well,
I run a Godfather's Pizza up the street.
right. We signed a napkin.
You're on Napkin Records, motherfucker.
I'm opening a buffet. I need you to come play for me.
Right.
No, I just didn't even know you were ever in a band.
Yeah. But it was one of these things where it was like, well,
that would explain the crooning before the show.
That would explain the crooning, but also that was something that I was so incredibly delusionally dead set on that I didn't even pursue other opportunities. Like I didn't, like why the fuck would I go to college? Like I'm doing this, and I would almost consider it giving up to do something else, when in reality I was giving up by only sticking to the one thing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's
I wish I'd had that foresight that you had at that age to take every opportunity, because I limited myself in what I realized were self-justifications. You know, I thought it was being like.
Well, that's sort of the convenience of comedy is that everything's related to it. You know what I mean? Kind of like everything you do is sort of an aspect. Like whether you want to pursue TV or movies or make weird YouTube videos or like do skits or fucking stand-up comedy or any number of things, like it all relates. So you can kind of go anywhere. You can be any kind of quote-unquote kind of comedian you want. Whereas like, you know, if you're in a band, I had the same thing when I graduated high school. I was in a band. That was my life. I was like, the band. All right, now I'm done with high school.
Yeah,
I can just focus on the band now that I'm not in high school. And I just basically decided to get high all the time instead, I think. And then I just I gave up on that. And ultimately, many years later, I can go back and go, I was no good like that.
Oh, dude, we sucked.
Like
we were not good.
Yeah.
We were like the worst.
What
band.
kind of music were you? What kind of music were you jamming out to?
I was in a few different bands. Right, the first one I was in was very.
Who'd you sign with Godfather's Pizza label?
On the Napkin.
On the
Napkin Records.
Herman Cain Records.
The first one I was with was very like Like we're trying really hard to be Nirvana.
Okay. So you're real grungy?
Well, no, I mean we sucked, but like what we didn't realize about Nirvana was that Nirvana like had hooks, and
Kurt Cobain could write
he could write a pop song, and he'd listen to like the Beatles,
fucking talented
was,
composer.
During that time, like post Nirvana, I lived in Seattle, and every fucking band I saw was a goddamn noise metal act, a noise rock act, and I was like, this is what Kurt has wrought, basically, quite by accident, not his fault, but people going like, oh, I listened to Endless Nameless, and that to me is Nirvana, when he just wah 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 wah, and I was like, no, that's them fucking around. You can't make a whole band on that,
right? Well,
but they didn't know that,
and we did the same thing, as we chose the wrong aspects to listen to. We were like, they have these weird. Maybe if I just buy more effects pedals, will be better.
Sure.
It's like you listen to Tourette's versus Come As You Are,
Right.
And so we fucking sucked, man. So like nothing ever happened with that. And the other guy I was in the band with, like, got a girlfriend he was into all the time, and I was being a fuck up. So like we like parted ways and everything. And then the next band I was in was like garage rock. It was very like White Stripes, Strokes. So it was more like pop sensibility. That's the one that got signed, But we still sucked, dude.
Did you record an EP or an album or anything? Or?
We recorded some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, will that one day surface?
Can we cop that?
I have like, and it's weird too, because I still like play music. I still record on my own. Yeah. None of it's like comedic at all.
What's your instrument of choice?
Guitar. It's my
X.
That's my that's my thing. But I've started playing some other shit.
I actually
harpsichord.
The guitarist in the band I had shortly after high school, I met him when he was 15 and I was 17. So they should give you. That was 16 years ago. He visited last week and he was staying with me, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, I was letting him use my amp. I was like, I haven't used this thing in like 5 years, and I'm trying to get him to record on his own because he's a multi-instrumentalist. So I was like, take my amp so you got something to work with. And, don't ever sell it, basically. It's like a permanent loan. And while I was looking for the foot pedal that went with it, it's an old Fender amp,
One of the like tube amps? Like
big-ass tube amp. It was about as wide as this table, about
high. I've got like a twin reverb back at my parents' place.
Oh,
okay. The old Fender tube, yeah.
And so I was like, let me see if I can find the foot pedal. So I'm going through old boxes, like trying to find shit, and came across just a wealth of things from when he and I were in the band, including like our first gig on VHS, and I had to like hook up the old VHS player, blow out the dust, and we were just getting drunk and watching it. Like, how terrible were we? And like remembering that for some reason our drummer had made a deal with this keyboardist in another band to where he would run our sound from the stage and not the house for whatever reason.
Awful idea.
Terrible idea.
Terrible idea.
And I didn't know that until halfway through the second song when I was like, can you get my vocals up? And the guy's like, you got them on stage, dude. And I was like, who has them? Where's the knob? And I'm like looking all around, like where can I turn it up from the stage? And then the keyboardist is like, oh, I got it. And I was like, how did you even get here? When did you? Because like I was kind of rock stars. I didn't go on stage until the intro started, and then I'd go up. So I didn't know who was on stage.
Damn right.
So that was
you were that guy, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that fucking grin. Yeah. Look at that fucking. Yeah. Oh, Mitch, who are you?
We were like a sort of dark metal, black metal industrial band.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
Of course you were.
A lot of screaming and yelling and samples and shit.
What are you gonna play? Fucking 80s synth pop?
Bop 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 bop.
Do some covers of Blue Monday.
Yeah,
dude.
How does it feel to find the shoes that fit you well?
I just can't get it up.
Hey,
I just can't get it up.
You guys, we should play the movie game. I should tell you about that.
Oh, that's right.
Play the movie. I will point out. P.S. Had we done an hour-long podcast, that entire conversation would have never happened.
Yeah, the real fucking existential shit.
I don't know.
Because halfway through, I'd have been like, all right, well, it's been fun, guys. Well, we got to end this conversation and pick it up a year from now when you come back.
Are we doing the movie game? Or are we talking?
I don't know. I was
we can do whatever you want. I want to show you guys.
Let's just do the movie game.
We could do the movie game.
No,
real
just show
quick,
you. We'll play around of it. I'll show you.
Play real quick. All right.
So
let's see if we can do this.
So what it is it's
and I will not touch the keyboard.
Best
so that
with an
I'm
odd number of people.
Good.
So what you do is I'll start. I'll start with a movie. I'll name the title of a movie that has like a bunch of people in it, like an all-star cast, right? And then it'll go to Teddy.
Okay.
Teddy will name an actor, actress from that movie.
Uh-huh.
You'll name a different movie they were in.
Oh.
And then I'll name
actor, actress
from that movie, and we keep going around, right?
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
All right, so
all right, that's a fun thing.
Teddy, let me throw this at you.
We'll see what we can do here.
You know, there's a few standard openers that like everyone is in.
Okay.
All right, Mars Attacks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Ooh,
Jack
I know
Nicholson.
a whole bunch.
All right.
I was tempted to go with something really weird, but I won't. The Shining.
Scatman Crothers.
Oh man.
Fuck me. Fuck me. Is this when I take a drink? Because
I want to say I know one that he was in, but I probably
No,
don't.
I'll go with Shelley Duvall.
Okay.
She was the wife, right?
Yeah,
Shining?
yeah.
I'll go with Shelley Duvall.
I know what else she was in. There's only like 2 movies, but
fuck.
is he allowed to go Robert Duvall?
Mitch, can I tag you in? Oh, she was in Popeye.
Yeah, let's do a tag in. We'll do it.
Mitch, all right, so Popeye.
Oh, okay, all right, there you go. Okay. Popeye to Mitch.
So is that to you now?
Oh wait, did you just Popeye to me? Or
Popeye-
Robin
you
Williams?
Popeye to Mitch. All right, so Robin Williams. Robin Williams. All right, I'll go. Trying to think of a weird one.
Very recent one that I can think of.
No,
and I can think of all the
I
actors.
thought there's supposed to be a lot of people in this movie.
No, I'll go.
Just in my head,
No,
I'm like,
they don't have to be. We're done with a lot of people.
Damn, son.
We're done with a lot of people.
Now
You
here
realize
now here
anybody
come the
listening to
long
this
guys.
later is going to fucking kill all of us. They're going to be
Right.
like, I know 1,000 movies right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
No,
people
I'm just
in
trying
the
to think of
future
one with
yelling
weird
at their
people.
RV.
You know. I'm not
Looking
gonna
on
fucking
RV, are
no.
you fucking kidding me? Who
well,
are
It
you?
wasn't. It's not Mitch's turn, man.
I'm just
Hey, no one
throwing shit
tagged
at-
you in.
It's on me.
Doing it for the people that are listening at home. Like, why didn't he yell out this or that or the other thing?
Rimopolis going crazy with
I'll
Robin Williams.
go Miss Doubtfire. I'll fucking
Okay,
lob
that's
you one.
fair.
I'll lob you a softball.
Oh, okay, Miss Doubtfire, Sally Field.
Yeah, that's the girl I was thinking too. And
Yeah,
it's killing me.
Took it.
It's killing me like what else she's been in.
Either way, my answer is gonna be Tom Hanks. That's a fucking.
And Jesse just sitting waiting, fucking troll on
You know
the
what I mean?
drawbridge.
Sally Field.
fuck.
I think he's like in all of her
Yeah,
movies,
yeah.
man. I think he championed her for a while.
We should just pick up with Forrest Gump right now.
killing me.
Basically, should.
Yeah,
skip ahead.
I could have just done Forrest Gump, I suppose. But yeah, I wasn't thinking that.
I didn't mean to give you that either, by the way.
No, it's okay. I'll go with something else because I was thinking like, well, she does play old women a lot.
I'm sitting on Tom Hanks' assholes. I'm just sitting on it.
Fuck.
No, she was in that stand-up movie he did.
Oh
Movie
yeah,
about
Punchline.
He was in Punchline as well.
Punchline, yeah,
so that's
all
what I'm
right.
saying.
Punchline,
Tom
yeah.
Hanks has been in several
That's
fucking
right.
Sally Fields
I mean,
movies.
that's basically
I know who else was in Punchline that's not Tom Hanks. See if you can get it.
There's a lot of people in Punchline.
I
A lot
know.
of comics in Punchline.
That's true.
I'm gonna go,
I was going to go not comics.
I'm gonna go Tom Hanks.
What?
To
All
you, to
right,
you.
fine.
Okay. Tom Hanks. So now I'm on a movie, right?
You're on a movie.
Okay, I'm on a movie.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, it's coming. You know it's coming. I'm not gonna do that to you. Let's go with Road to Perdition.
Did not see it.
Boom! Out the back pocket, motherfucker! Surprise! You didn't think I knew that, did you?
I'm just going to start naming out a bunch of actors and
Road
see if
to
I can get one
Perdition,
right.
Man, fuck.
Ben Affleck. Matt Damon.
If you're going Road to Perdition, I'm out too, man. I'm stumped.
I got nothing.
I'm stumped. Teddy
Did
wins.
it.
Who
Yeah.
else was in Road to Perdition?
Jude Law, I think,
I would
plays
not
the
have
villain.
named him.
plays the villain.
All right, yeah, I never
didn't
saw
see
it.
it.
All
All
right.
right.
That's a
Well,
good
that
ass
was fun.
movie. That's a real good
Good
ass
It's a
time.
fun game, right?
That's good.
It's
That's
all
not
right.
bad.
Fucking
That's
fun
not bad.
game.
I like
Good
that.
stuff.
That's good.
It could work.
All right.
Good shit.
I think it's only fitting that Jesse brought a game on since last time when he was on. We did Google Feud, and he was thoroughly entertained by Google Feud.
Google
Yeah.
Feud's fucking great game, man.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you,
it's
thank you.
a nice. He brings Google Feud. Now we got the movie thing going on. It's good. It's good.
You guys can use the movie game. I mean, it's a very common game, you know. But
Right,
it's a good way to. It's a good conversation, fucking starter.
Yeah.
You thought I was going Castaway, didn't you?
No, actually, I thought you were going to go big, and I was like, oh, it's been so long.
Oh, I really wanted to do Castaway.
I could only
I
remember
thought you were gonna go
lines.
Philadelphia.
I was thinking about doing You've Got Mail, actually.
Well, if you'd have done Cast, are we allowed to use TV? Because I could have been like, well, Wilson was on How I Met Your Mother, so.
Well, no, Castaway would be Helen Hunt. It would get you to Helen Hunt.
I mean,
That's what you would have to
you
do.
know, and then
there.
I'd fucking go Twister, and you go Bill Paxton, you go Alien. I mean, we're gonna end up.
The fuck I would. I'd go with Weird Science, kiddo. Weird Science.
You guys remember
That's
Bill
right.
Paxton in Terminator? He
Yeah.
played that punk kid at the start. He was the kid like where he's like, I need your clothes. And and that's why he was dressed like a street kid.
Your boots, and your motorcycle.
Like, hey, what's the problem?
Yeah, Bill Paxton. Like I
didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, I think he and Schwartzy were like big buds. I don't know.
Damn it! I thought I had it on there.
Oh, man.
Dude, that was a fucking great scene in Terminator 2. Like the part when you realize he's the good guy this time, because you don't know at the start.
It's true.
You don't know for the first 20 minutes. You don't know until the fucking mall.
That's the thing. I wish I would have watched Terminator more recently to Terminator 2 when I saw it when I was like 12.
Terminator 2 is one of my favorite
movies. I don't
movies.
even remember Terminator prior to that. Like, I didn't realize till about halfway through the movie that I was like, oh, I did see the first one.
Terminator 2 is an
none of that was a surprise to me.
It's an almost perfect film.
You know what? I feel like there's like that Terminator and Terminator 2 and a group of movies that I feel like I need to just consume again, just like spend the day to watch Terminator 2, RoboCop 2.
It's not even the same league, man.
I know it's not in the same league.
You're using the robot connection.
I'm not. I'm just talking about post-apocalyptic
aliens
80s genre.
I don't know if that's post-apocalyptic per se.
RoboCop is pretty post-apocalyptic.
Oh, I was talking about Aliens.
Oh, I wasn't.
Well, all three Alien films. I mean, before the new bullshit, all three Alien films were like a different genre, which I thought was really fucking cool.
Right.
It was like horror, sci-fi, and then straight action.
Right.
And then I guess the third would be more sci-fi than horror. The third like weird prison planet.
The new one now. Are you excited for Prometheus?
The new Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's a prequel, I guess, right? That's kind of what they're billing it as. So
a prequel to what?
To Aliens. I thought. Isn't there like an Alien frequency?
I don't think it's an Alien movie. I don't think it's involved.
I thought it was. I thought there was like a prequel coming, or maybe it's in the works. I thought, but they're like
maybe there's an Alien prequel coming down the pipe, but I don't think Prometheus.
What's Prometheus about again? That's like an alien kind of thing.
Could
I thought,
be.
Right?
I mean,
I thought that it was
Prometheus the name of their ship.
This is the thing that it says, which does sound very alien.
I'm pretty sure it's a prequel.
I know
it's
a
team of explorers discover a clue to the origins of mankind on Earth, leading them on a journey to the darkest corners of the universe. There, they must fight a terrifying battle to save the future of the human race.
I don't think that's in the Alien canon.
I feel like it's the prequel.
I don't think it's involved, man.
Mitch, Riffopolis.
I'm trying to look
Settle the score.
I'm looking on.
No, dude, because they would just marketing wise, they would use the name Alien Prometheus.
It's fair.
But I think that he wanted like a clean, somewhat of a clean.
It's not fucking related, man. Ridley Scott did Gladiator. All right, he's gonna do whatever those bitches tell him to do.
Conceived as a prequel to Scott's 1979 science fiction horror film Alien, rewrites of Spate's script by Lindelof to sell a separate story that precedes the events of Alien, but which is not directly connected to the films in the Alien franchise. So you're both right.
There we go.
All right.
I'll
accept that.
We'll tie.
According to Scott, though the film shares strands of Alien's DNA, so to speak, and takes place in the same universe, Prometheus will explore its own mythology and ideas.
So basically, it started off on my end of the couch, and then by the time it hit theaters, it's on Jesse's end.
Yeah,
essentially.
It moved down the couch.
Moved on down the spectrum.
That's a popular Hollywood term. Move it down the couch. That's when they don't like what's going on.
I like what you're doing, but can we move it down the couch just a couple of seats?
We're gonna need some fresh eyes on this. We're gonna need to move it down the couch.
Let's move that down the couch a bit.
Look, I'll greenlight it, but we got to move it down the couch.
That's going on. We actually need to get in the industry enough that we can move it down the couch.
How many times do you think Adam Sandler has pitched a movie that got moved to the other end of the sectional?
Wow.
Would
it be a reverse? It'd be the reverse of that. Wouldn't that be the Sandler? Would be the reverse of move it down the couch?
Where he's like, no, scooch that closer. I want to jerk off to the same blanket.
It's the worst callback in the history of this show.
Or best. Yeah. So did you want to talk about your breakup thing, or did you? Did we already do too much seriousness?
No, I don't give a shit, man.
I was kind of curious.
No,
about
we're like we're patching stuff up.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
Well, I love what you've done with it. I will say that.
Thank you.
The bit anyway.
No, I think I got like 10 minutes. 10 minutes out.
Well,
of
I
it.
probably didn't see all that then. I probably
no.
saw
I think you
or
saw
6,
like 5 or something.
Yeah. Well, I liked what I appreciated about it was that you had, and I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but just that you touched on. You probably expanded on this greatly afterwards, but the night that I saw it, it was sort of it was touching on where you were saying that it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's therapeutic in a sense to realize that we've all been through that. That like the asshole cop that pulls you over.
It gives you faith in humanity a little bit.
Right.
I mean, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like it blows my mind sometimes that we're all still here,
right.
because the human mind has such a pain spectrum that it'll just go through, that it'll put up with and still be okay. That it really does like make you proud of people. Like everyone you see. I mean, there are obviously a lot of people that, you know, they're very young, or maybe they're like a sociopath. And I don't think everyone has the same emotional depth.
Right.
You know, that's for sure. But I do think that that's still all relative. So, like, yeah, just when you see some asshole or whatever, they've still, like, been there. They've been in the fetal position.
Right.
So I can scrawling out Beatles lyrics with the lipstick she left behind on the bathroom floor.
Right. I mean, I guess
it's
like
is. You know, it's crazy.
Smelling her clothes.
It is somewhat astonishing, I do feel.
Well, I mean, that's a little weird that you just popped that one out, smelling her clothes. I don't know why you... It's fucking...
That was a callback to several shows ago, but it's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Strange.
You're dressing up all the callbacks now. I feel like it is, though.
I was moving it back to the couch.
On that similar... Like, I am astonished sometimes that human civilization has persisted.
That's what gives me hope and just humanity in general. I'm on this. I'm on this trip for this year. No. See, that's like my trip for this year. That like my big goal, really, like sort of New Year's resolution was like, I'm no longer gonna call people stupid, nor will I refer to groups of people individually because of their group as negative things. I'm sort of.
I think that's
you know what I mean?
Dumb and
difficult
resolution.
It's a difficult thing to do.
That's stupid.
But fine, call it stupid.
And you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm a big dumb guy.
Why'd you make that resolution?
Just there's so many different like kind of books I've read that sort of if you put them all together, it comes down to so much misunderstanding amongst people.
Yeah.
Where we make assumptions about other people's, let's say, intelligence or whatever have you. One of the things that I think probably triggered it in a big way was I was reading an article that a programmer had written where he says, I've never actually met a stupid programmer. And he's like, there was a long time in my life where I would look at code and go, what was this fucking idiot thinking about this line of code? How fucking stupid do you have to be to write code like this? And an example he gave, I'm trying not to get too geeky, but an example he gave was
too late. You're in there.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
Was throughout this one script for error logging, which is just literally logging errors, saying like, "Hey, this happened."
It's a good name for it than error logging.
Yeah,
if that's what it does. Okay. Whoever named that is accurate.
Smart guy.
You're very efficient.
For his error logging, he was writing to temporary files a different file every time. And he was like, I mean, it's terribly slow, and it's an inefficient way to log errors. It's a terrible way to do it.
Sure, I hate when people log errors that way.
Yeah, it's not a good way to do it. And nobody ever has in the history of time, except for this one guy. But he was saying when he looked at it, he thought, what kind of an idiot would do this? Like, you know. And what it turned out was this was on a closed system. It was going to be delivered to a client, et cetera, et cetera. He would never again have access to any part of the code that he's written, nor the error logs. So what he did is had it write to these temporary files that if a problem came up, he could say, give me access to this part on the server, and I can go in and look at these files that I've written to myself exactly what went wrong that I could look at later. So his point was, for as stupid as the code would look, if you had no interaction with the programmer, you'd think he was an idiot.
But if you took context.
But if you talk to the guy, not just context, but if you talk to the guy, he would explain it in a way where you go, oh, you're not an idiot. That actually is a very, okay, it makes sense now, but I would have thought you were an idiot. It's the same thing as if you look out your window and you see somebody doing something stupid, you're like, well, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but they're still dumb things.
Yeah, they're
But
idiots.
if you talk to him as a person...
Exist.
People can justify very dumb things, though, man.
I'm not saying they can't justify...
I agree with Teddy here. I think people are fucking morons. And I think...
I've always wanted someone to agree with me like that.
I think that there's a mix of fear and laziness inherent in the world that would...
What's your definition of moron then? Because I think,
because it's dismissive. Because if somebody's truly an idiot, and let's say mentally retarded person, right?
Okay.
A mentally retarded person, you could not teach you could not teach them the laws of physics or Einstein's theorem or anything like this, right? They're just an idiot, and that's all you can do.
Okay.
And I don't want to say idiot.
Well,
like
I consider
insult.
stupidity is optional. It's voluntary.
But what I'm saying, for instance, like
you can attach judgment to it if it's voluntary.
You could attach judgment to their actions. Absolutely. I'm not necessarily saying that you can't attach judgment.
You don't.
I'm only saying that by calling that person stupid, you're dismissing the possibility that there's any way for them to ever change because they're simply too stupid to ever change.
I don't know. I disagree.
That's why I'm trying to avoid saying stupid, because I feel like it's dismissive, and when you're dismissive, then there's no hope for change.
Why don't you avoid being dismissive then? Because I think that's probably better.
Well, that is dismissive though.
Sometimes it's
to
not
say
a bad
you're
thing
stupid.
It's not a bad thing sometimes to dismiss
people
somebody.
do stupid things. No, people can do stupid things, but to call the person themselves stupid, that means everything they do is going to be a stupid thing.
Well, so is
by definition.
Not necessarily.
Semantics. Like, I think, look, if you're stranded on a desert island with anybody, they're going to turn out to be pretty cool. You know what I mean?
No. Okay.
Like
yeah.
after long enough,
I've made this argument many times.
You're going to dive in deep enough. You're going to figure out they have this beautiful soul. And
if you stuck a Nazi and a Jew in a small room for like a month and they had no idea when they'd get out, the Jew wouldn't turn Nazi. The Nazi would sooner turn Jew.
The Jew would turn dead.
Well, maybe. But let's say weaponless. A weaponless Nazi.
You're going to go into a bloodbath.
Yeah, like within 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Well, what I'm saying is, like, you take the sort of closed-minded, angry fucking person and put him or her into a room with somebody that they would theoretically hate, and over a long enough time, they'll come to, they'll both come to an agreement.
No.
If you will.
No. Look,
which is the same thing you're saying about the desert island.
No, I think there's I think you can break it down into like basically two types of people, and call it dismissive. But I think that there are people that are curious and seek things and want to know things, and people that just fucking aren't. They just take what
tell that.
And that's what I just said when I said that there's fear. I said there's definitely fear and laziness.
But I will call you if you are perpetually incurious and you are proud of being ignorant. There are people who are proud of ignorance, and that is stupid.
It's stupid to be that lazy.
There are people who embrace ignorance.
But are they? But that's
yes.
But maybe they're not necessarily. No, because because you're not talking
presumptuous
to them.
Comments.
You're not talking to them as people. You're talking to them as like,
Mitch, are you pro-life?
I saw a.
Are you pro-life?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. So don't give me the potential argument.
No, I'm not talking about. What I'm saying is the person who's like, I'm proudly ignorant. I don't want to know about this thing or the other thing. It's possible that, for instance, they're a very religious person, and they'd rather not hear the scientific argument that disproves or rules out the possibility of God. So they're afraid to hear that because it fucks up their whole worldview. Does that make them stupid? No, it makes them afraid.
Okay, but outside
and if you say, well, here's a book that could explain something else, and they're like, listen, I've had a long day at work. I don't want to read a book right now. I want to watch shitty TV. And that's my argument for shitty TV is people are fucking lazy. Like, I don't want to have to, if you watch Arrested Development, there's a part of you that kind of has to bring something to it. You sort of have to follow parts of the story.
Have you started calling people afraid now instead of stupid?
I'm not calling people anything. I'm just saying I'm saying that behavior is fear and or laziness.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that people don't have stupid actions. I've done many stupid things in my life.
I think we're just redefining stupid. I
think
it's what's going on.
Perhaps we're all agreeing.
If you want to go that route, but I'm saying that go along sort of groupthink, going back to the programming thing, is as a group you can go, well, all these people do this or all these people do that. But individually, if you were to pull them out individually, you'd get a different sort of reason or reaction or story from each of them.
I think that's everybody. And I think that...
But my point is, by being dismissive, then there's no hope for change. There's no hope that maybe they're just afraid of this thing, and so alleviate that fear.
Don't be dismissive. I think, George Carlin said something once. He said, inside every cynic is a disappointed idealist. And I think that's like one of the most beautiful fucking quotes ever, because stupidity frustrates me to a degree, and it's because I'm a humanist. It's because I give a shit.
Right.
Or I wouldn't care. I'd be dismissive.
You wish that you could just have not cared a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's the opposite of dismissive. It's like I get fucking furious when I see people being stupid, and it's because I think we have a lot more potential. I think I think the world could be fucking awesome tomorrow if everyone just decided it would be awesome
to give a shit a little bit more.
But
that's fair.
You know, and I think that
well, like, I'll give you an example. Is like we talk about many times the people who there's that site Literally Unbelievable. You ever been there?
No.
People taking Onion articles seriously.
But the guy that wrote the code for that's a fucking idiot.
Total moron. Literally unbelievable.
I've looked at the code. It's separate files in the error log.
I know. Who does that?
What a fucking faggot.
I know. You do an outright straight into your temp file and
I know, dude.
throw it into a directory hidden several levels deep. You're never going to get
a syntax error. Hello.
I mean, yeah.
This is taking a very ugly turn.
Anyway, my point is Literally Unbelievable is where people are writing on Facebook and whatever have you. A lot of it's Facebook posts. It's like screenshots of Facebook posts of people seeing an Onion article and taking it seriously.
Sure.
Like, oh my God, this is a fucking outrage that Obama would, for instance, open an abortion megaplex.
Right.
Right. And it's easy to just go, well, you're a fucking idiot. But instead of that, I argue, well, they're fucking lazy and they're afraid.
And they're dumb. They're also dumb because they didn't
It's lazy.
read.
It's lazy to not do basic research and figure out whether, like, you could Google around very briefly to find out that that what the Onion was about, that there was no abortion, but they're afraid of Obama because of their fucking fucked up society that's around them,
and they're dumb for posting it in a public forum because they didn't do any of those things. You know what I mean? Like, if you just didn't post it, for the world to see the failure. You know,
we're just arguing definitions. I mean, isn't lazy, dumb? I'll tell you this, right? My grandparents have never heard of the Onion. They're not up in pop culture. They don't give a shit, right?
That's fair.
If they read the Onion, they would believe it until they'd probably figure out it's not real, yada yada. But they believe it for a second. I'm not going to judge them for that. That's not on them. I don't judge anybody for not knowing information. But if you refuse to seek it, then yeah, you're a fucking idiot, man. And it's like, I don't know I mean, if we want to talk about the root of that as laziness, and that's a chicken or the egg thing, lazy or stupidity to me. It's a futile argument.
Well, the reason I don't want to say so stupid per se is because of the dismissive, because that to me equals that they're incapable of understanding.
Well, then we just have different definitions.
But I guess here's the other point.
I think everyone's capable of being a fucking genius as our definition of it is.
Okay,
I think everyone is capable
of that. So then there's not so much stupid people, there's just stupid actions.
Outside of the abstract, though, we know there are real people who steadfastly refuse to accept factual information. I mean, they're not just some sort of weird, tangible thing.
They're everybody. Everybody does
it's
that.
not just everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that
your brain is wired that way to block out things that you don't agree with.
However, I'm saying if you were
psychological
like,
thing.
well, and if someone presents empirical information to you, and you're like, well, that's right. I guess this other thing, you know that there were things that you once thought about. You're like, I thought that this was correct, and then you found out information, and then you're like, well, I've changed my position because I have factual, hard data to back it up. That's happened. To everyone in this room.
But there's also that
there
argument.
There are plenty of people, though, who would get the data and just say, fuck you, you piece of shit. And they would rip it up in your face. And then what? Then what? What are you going to do with that person? Because they are going to stand in the way of progress forever. So are you going to dance around and be like, well, you're just lazy.
Because
you are a fucking idiot. Get out of the way. You're holding it up for everyone else who actually gives a shit.
But that's where I'm saying that's
But that person's never going to get reached, Mitch.
You don't know that.
Yes, you do, Mitch, because they've been around forever. They've been here forever. We've just built around them. We've just built around them, Mitch.
Not that.
They have always been here.
That type of
that
type of thinking, a certain type of thinking in certain ways, yes. But that exact person has not been around forever.
They didn't have an iPhone, but yeah.
No. But what I'm saying,
that person's been here, Mitch.
No, but what I'm saying is why? Okay.
In spite of those people.
So basically, what I'm saying is, it comes down to this choice. You can either go this way and say, well, you're always going to be there. You're always never going to budge. You're always going to stand in the way. You're always going to be an idiot, whatever it is.
It's
all these different things.
Let's say
you're gonna. Let's say you can take. Let's say you take that route that says, okay, you're always going to be like that, which is what you're saying, and I'm not going to deal with you, which is dismissive. Or you can go this route, which is, listen, I terribly disagree with you on this. I know you're wrong in my heart of hearts. I will continue to try to convince you otherwise, and whether you take it or not is up to you. But to just straight
what
up,
if
but why preach to the choir?
What if
why preach to the choir?
It's not preach because you get shit done.
No, you just have
yes, you do.
To the choir.
No, Mitch, this is literally the same. This is almost basically what happens when you try to negotiate with Republicans. Essentially, where you're like, okay, we are going to accept this thing that you once said was reasonable, and then what do they say? No, go fuck yourself. And then you're like, all right, well, let's come around to this one. And like, no, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. They know, Mitch, those are the same people who write letters to the fucking administration being like, give us the money to take to our districts to give jobs. And they go out on TV and they demagogue the fuck out of those same things that they know work, Mitch. They know work.
At the same time.
So what do you do with those people, Mitch?
But at the same time, no, because I've even seen them on your fucking Facebook. The people are like, I was a Republican in high school. I was a Republican a couple of years ago. And then enough times I saw overwhelming evidence where certain people were blocking the progress, and I decided, oh, they're just fucking bad for the earth.
I'm not disputing that those people exist.
That's the people you're trying to get to.
But I'm also
those
saying
people are going to be your cheerleaders, whereas you fucking, the guy who gets outraged about every Republican thing that happens and just goes, oh, they're all idiots and whatever. He's not going to change his own mind. He's already, Do
you see the distinction I'm trying to make here, Jesse?
I think that. Look, I think that politics aside, I think people the same ratios exist in every group. All right. When I lived in the South,
it's 27%.
When I lived in the South, I hated Republicans and yada yada yada, and it was very, and I thought I did right. And it was dismissive, sure. And then I moved to Seattle, where everyone's a fucking liberal, right?
Okay.
But when I got there, I noticed it was the same people. It just had to do with where they were born and what their parents thought and yada yada yada. It's the same amount of fucking idiots. And so then if you meet a Republican in a very liberal place like Seattle, they've actually thought about it and they have thoughts on it, and you're gonna have a good conversation. So it's one of the things of like, it's a psychological, I think more so than anything. I've really accepted. I think there's kind of a beauty to the futility of it all, which is sure, man. Thank you. Which is how I view it.
I have no easy way to hand that to you.
All right.
Around the triangle.
Oh,
it's like, look, everybody thinks they're a good person.
Absolutely.
Everyone.
Yeah. I don't know about all that.
No, absolutely.
Well, I don't.
Absolutely.
Sure. I mean, some people.
I have an argument for that when you're done. If you want.
Yeah. I mean, people think they have problems, and you feel shame, and you feel guilt, and you have trouble sleeping at night, yada yada yada. But you're still proud of yourself for feeling that way.
Only in the I think that a lot of times we think about people in a sort of movie sense. You watch a movie and there's a bad character in the movie.
Yeah,
and you
it's
go,
not that one-dimensional.
All right,
but
well, this is the bad guy. He's going to be the bad guy the whole time, and he's me. Oh, I'm going to blow up the world. But like, meanwhile, nobody's trying to blow up the world. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, nobody just sits home and stews. I'm evil as any evil fucking person throughout history.
Well, that's
they have their own justification for like why they're a good person.
That's the problem with
I'm
Star
not
Wars.
saying that I agree with them.
No one would ever say join the dark side.
Yeah,
come be evil with me. That's not fucking realistic. It's like I agree with both of you to a certain degree. I think that you shouldn't just dismiss people and say man fuck them, and you should give them a chance, yada yada yada. But you should also let them do it on their own. And some people are fucking standing in the way, man.
Absolutely,
they're seriously standing in the way of progress. And is it up to me to say what progress is? No, I mean I'm not an authority on it.
Well, history is never kind to the people that are blocking the progress of people just trying to fucking pursuit of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, whatever.
The vast majority of people are out for themselves, okay, and that's just as genetic as fucking anything else. That's just.
I mean, we all are.
That's just as survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
and whatever their definition of that is how they're going to turn out. And I think most people are pieces of shit, and. I really believe that, and that doesn't mean
it's my turn to say shit's getting real.
But you know what I mean. But that doesn't mean that I'm not okay with that. That doesn't mean that I've
got an acceptance.
I think there's kind of a weird beauty to that, like in a weird way. I mean, that people never think about how much they affect, everybody else. It's like we can sit around and pontificate about it all we want. Well, I mean, we're sitting here with all this technology while people are starving. We could dive into this fucking rehashed stoner argument all night.
Right. I'm not talking about that. I'm merely saying that, for instance, it's that argument. It's a thing where if you give 1,000 people a test rating the intelligence of the other 999, they'll all rate them much lower of intelligence and fortitude and level of exercise,
and that's not fair.
And you name it, right?
Right.
So we all kind of have this from a psychological standpoint, from those studies, sociological standpoint. I'm not sure what the study is exactly.
Sociological.
I think that's right.
It's right.
Let's go with that then. Absolutely. That's probably right. Let's go with that. From that aspect, if we all have that where we think we're better than we actually are and that others are worse than they actually are, isn't that overwhelming evidence that we, in fact, are just lying to ourselves because we all think we're the good guy?
Yeah.
And that being the case,
yeah,
how can you make any sort of definitive statement about any group of people anywhere when that is it's factual that people you don't like you're going to talk down about and talk yourself up as if you're better when you know that there's been a million tests where that's not the case. All 1,000 of those people could literally be geniuses. You could gather a room of high IQ motherfuckers, and they would all be like, "I'll bet you my IQ's higher than that motherfucker."
Yes, and my sense of and look, man, I'm not one to talk shit. I've certainly been guilty of underestimating people. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
yeah.
it's. I mean, this goes back to the fucking breakup. This is one of the things. Is like I severely underestimated that girl.
Right.
And
her ability to be like, go fuck yourself.
No, and her abilities to be the shit. And it's like you have to go back and you have to realize that and realize that's a problem with yourself. And that happened early on.
That's got to be that is a rough breakup then, yeah.
No, I'm saying it happened early on.
Right.
It hurt early on in. Like I got a weird first impression, and then you try to fix it and whatever.
Right.
You start from scratch. You work it out, right?
Right.
I mean, but what I'm saying is like I have certainly been on the side of that table that thinks it's better than and thinks it's blah 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 and this and dismissive and this entitlement. I'll hear anybody out, about whatever they have to say, and I'd like to think that about myself. And I know I have blind spots. Everyone has big blind spots. Where none of us are as good as we think we are, or as smart as we think we are. Yada yada yada.
Sure.
That being said, the judgment comes in when it has to do with the laziness and the curiosity. All right, if someone is, all right, what do you think makes what I consider a bad comedy audience, right? I don't have a bunch of fucking references in my act. Right. Okay, I don't expect people to have seen Shawshank Redemption or have read fucking Dante's Inferno. You don't have to have read a book to come see me. You just have to know the language.
Yeah.
Okay? What I do expect is a modicum of self-awareness, or you're not going to get what I'm talking about because you won't see it in yourself. Sure. And that's a fucking dumb audience. I don't know how to look at that in any other way. They're probably smarter than I think they are. If I talk to them individually, they've got good shit to say, blah, 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 blah.
They want a very simple presentation.
But I can still...
Perfect example is like going back to when people bitch about like, oh, how does, for instance, Arrested Development get canceled and fucking 2.5 Men, everybody's a millionaire, and it goes on for 20 seasons or whatever it is. I don't watch much TV, so I'm just using that one because it's the only one I can think of right off the top of my head. But it's that, like, how do people put up... And my argument of that is not like, oh, well, they're a stupid audience. Is that, like...
No, we made them stupid.
You do have to kind of bring something to, again, Arrested Development or things like that, or like Louis. You have to bring something to a sense.
I have thoughts that vehemently defend, like, the Midwest and the South or whatever those demographics are based on Hollywood's underestimation of them.
Right.
If you go to fucking...
But it's that thing. It's like, I've worked hard all day. I want to come home. I want to turn my brain off. I've been thinking about stupid shit all day.
So does everyone in Hollywood. All right? So does everyone here.
Exactly.
So here's my example, right? If you write a screenplay and Focus Features makes it and Michel Gondry's going to direct it and it's this brilliant fucking thing, right? The studio will say, okay, but it's going to be a small theater release because that's not going to play in Omaha, Nebraska.
Right.
And you're going to say, why won't it play in Omaha, Nebraska? And they're going to tell you it won't play in Omaha because they don't go see those movies. They go see Saw. They go see Transformers.
Right.
That's all they want to fucking see.
Right.
Then you drive to Omaha and you notice that in their movie theaters, all it plays are Saw and Transformers.
Right.
Because some dickhead 50 years ago said they're too dumb to handle anything else, and now it's what they expect. So that's laziness and dismissive on Hollywood's part, and they're all fucking wrong.
That's a very good point.
I'm not trying to defend the fake intelligentsia of the West Coast, right? It pisses me off just as much.
Right.
I'm just saying that don't underestimate them.
Yeah,
right, but give them the opportunity to bring something to the table. And sometimes you do, and they still don't. And it's whatever, man. Like I can't. And do anything
it's
about
possible that if those movies were playing more often in Omaha,
they don't know they have a choice.
What I'm saying is
that's why their radio
stations
suck.
It's possible that they'd see that kind of thing and they'd be like, oh, this is liberal, whatever the hell have you.
No, they might be into it. They might be super into
it. It's pretentious or whatever because for so many years they weren't given those that now they see them and think that they're being tricked or something like that. Who knows?
They don't know they have a choice.
What it makes me think of is a bit of, and I think we mentioned this before on the show, but how the Amish have Rumspringa.
Yeah, right.
The teenagers get to go off and they get to go wild, and it's just, I watched a little bit of
when they like go fuck and everything.
Well, they get to drink and they just have all these parties and they do drugs and
this is when they're free.
Yeah, when they go
and
free.
they get to choose to come back.
Right, it's called Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
And so there's a great National Geographic documentary. There's quite a few good ones about it. And when you hear the kids talk about getting drunk for the first time, or doing drugs for the first time, or and you see these shots of these incredible barn parties where people have come in from Amish communities hundreds of miles away, because they've heard about, and it's just these kids just raging, and they rage without context of the same. They're doing the same things that, kids who go home and fucking watch Gossip Girl or Glee or whatever do when they go out and they drink and stuff or whatever, the same kind of whatever mainstream cultural thing. It's the same drinking and the same stupid adolescent bullshit or whatever, but it's it's devoid of that, I guess, modern context or whatever. It's just interesting how you've got the parallel situations happening. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But then they get the choice to go back, and almost always the kids go back to the community. It's very rare for them to say, no, I'm going to hang out and just be a fucking heathen.
Right.
Because that's what they know. They know their community, and they don't want to fucking be.
It doesn't require anything from them. It's the fear and laziness.
Right, but you see these documentaries, and then you see kids who end up, becoming meth dealers and shit, and just, when they do leave, it's not like they're leaving and they're going off and going off to college or something, going to be.
You can always tell an Amish meth dealer because 2 boots are thrown over a power line. It's very.
It's 2 horseshoes.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like it's interesting to see that.
Wouldn't it be a clothesline then? Sorry.
It might be a couple clothespins, I guess. My point is though, in that sense of just.
Yeah, it could very well have it.
Like having the choice, I don't.
And
it's weird. You don't really hear a lot of.
I think it's fair to say, it's not unreasonable to say that this podcast, for instance, probably won't ever be the runaway hit in Omaha, Nebraska.
No, bro, you got no idea. They might love us in Omaha.
Maybe.
I'm real deep.
All right.
I got peoples in Omaha.
Shout
out to my man Greg Ortiz.
We know the Klan is not hanging out like, hey, new episode Straight Ribbon. I can't fucking wait.
I want a decree. I want to decree it right now.
All right,
put it on the board.
Hold on here. Let me put on the decree sound then.
Ahem. Attention, Omaha, Nebraska. Straight Riffin is your favorite podcast. Good day, bitches.
Feels epic. See, it's fun to do that. You see, that's how that goes. We're about done with the unless we're going into bonus.
Well, I think we've already dabbled a little bit into the bonus. So, huh?
Are we in bonus time? Oh, it's 9:22.
Yeah. Well, we got to. Yeah. Well, technically, we've only been recording for 2 hours, so it's okay.
We'll let him hit the that, and then we'll. But you never know. Mitch. I guess I feel like that's a little bit of what Jesse's kind of talking about. Where it's like, it is a somewhat casual dismissiveness to be like, well, Omaha, they'll never love us.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm kind of getting at.
I guess that's the beauty of the 21st century, though.
What bothers me is the dismissiveness of like these people think this way and they'll always be that way, and I'm part of me goes, well, I see opportunity there, and then there's the other thing of like you can't if when you get dismissive, I feel like you ruin the opportunity to actually push progress. And so that's what I'm saying worries me. And again, on an individual level, there's a lot of things I've thought about a lot of people, perfect example is like, I was talking mostly with my friend Sean, who was here last week. Is the millions of bands that are like, oh, I fucking hate that band. They're all douchebags. Like you hate their music, and there's no way they could be anything but douchebags. And then one day you're hanging out with a guy from that band, and then you find out he's in that band, and you're like, I was so fucking wrong. You're like the nicest fucking people I've ever met.
Right.
I fucking hate your band, but God, you're fucking awesome.
You're real cool
or example, Genitorturers is a kind of like BDSM fetish industrial band, right? And Jen, lead singer, has like pierced people on stage and cut people up and done all this. And for a long time, she was like frightening to listen to because she growls and shit. And you just get this impression that she's just a mean. But I interviewed her when I did my internet TV show, and just a fucking sweetheart, the nicest lady I've ever met. And I drove her to her hotel, and she wanted to like hang out, and she was like playing me their new album in the car and talking about each one of the songs. And she had a slave girl just sitting in the back of my car who didn't talk the whole time. And I kept feeling bad, like, are you okay? And she's like, no, she's fine. Anyway, so this song, and she was just so fucking cool and nice to me, which you would not get from lead singer Genitorturers. You'd get the impression that like when I drop her off, she's gonna cut off my penis or something like that, because she's got songs about that. Gwar, similar thing. People think terrible things about Gwar, but I've met and hung out with Gwar. Fucking super nice guys. And that's that kind of thing. It's like these assumptions that we make about people until we're on an individual level with them. I feel I'm trying to, for myself, stop doing that. I'm trying to not just automatically assume things about groups of people. It's good to be less
judgmental. I mean, I don't think anyone's arguing that point.
Right. No, I guess there's the fine line between dismissiveness versus knowing what someone's really all about. You know what I mean?
Right. And then, but I feel like
but it takes effort.
It's in a sense of like video games. I don't know if you play a lot of video games, but there's certainly when you were a kid in the 80s and such, there's video games, you get to that end boss and you're like, this guy's fucking impossible to beat. I don't have the right weapons, I don't have enough health, whatever the fuck have you. And then at some point you find out like, oh, the back of his neck is super sensitive. You just tap that 4 times and he's dead. Holy shit. Like that's the weak spot on your on the enemy, and then so in a sense,
your analogies get all the bitches wet.
That's right.
Jesus.
That's right. Yeah. Bitches love my analogies. I brought that bitch an analogy. Bitches love analogies.
You've got the wettest analogies.
Yeah,
that's what I tell people about you.
Thank you. Keep that word alive on the streets. But
that's
so example, Republican fucking jackasses holding up progress and stuff like that. There's a weak spot that they'll have to cave on, whatever it might be. There's going to be a weak spot, and rather than just go, well, you're going to stand in the way, find the fucking weak spot. And you won't find that unless, you're not dismissive, unless you realize, well, they've got to be human after all.
Of course.
There's going to be,
I don't know if that's I don't think that's been an argument tonight. Is, whether or not they're human.
I don't think Teddy thinks they're human.
Oh, I mean, they're still human. They're terrible humans. They're just they're the worst. They're the worst of them. And they got to get the fuck out of the way. In conclusion, get the fuck out the way.
All right.
If you're terrible. And if you don't know that you're terrible enough to get out of the way on your own, Jesse and I will do it for you.
We'll compile a list. And we'll put it up online.
We're going to post it on a corkboard.
Move, bitch. Get out the way. Right, I got you. Well, that's fair.
That's how it's going to go.
Still hate Republicans. I get you there, but...
in conclusion, apropos.
Oh, good. All right. Well, Jesse, what you got coming up? You got a lot on your plate, actually. I meant to talk to you about the LA Podcast Festival. I want to talk to you about your new YouTube
We're
series.
Like in bonus time, aren't we?
Well, not yet. I have to pause it for that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was just kidding. This is your plugs.
Okay, this is my in plugs. Well, I got next week, April 12th through 15th, I'm at the Bridgetown Comedy Festival in Portland, Oregon. BridgetownComedy.com for all the details there. It's like Janine Garofalo and Maria Bamford and all that shit. It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
And then what I have actually, if this comes out tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm gonna be at Brewing Up Some Laughs. It's at UCLA. It's a free show at UCLA.
At the Brewco.
No,
UCLA?
it's on campus at some coffee house.
Okay.
Like an on-campus student-run co-op.
They can find this information on your Facebook.
Yeah, I'll post it after this. So I think that's what I have. I got something else this weekend. I don't know, man. I'm at Jesse Case is my Twitter, and then Facebook is linked from my Twitter.
Sweet.
And do all that.
Word. Tedrick.
I don't know. I'm just in the streets right now, being real casual. Check out fucking Solutions on Spotify.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hold on. Right. You got to announce that it's officially available on Spotify.
Attention, my comedy album "Fucking Solutions" is now available on Spotify. Stream that shit, and then buy it on iTunes.
There you go. See, all good. All right. Well, I'm, in the streets running them and such.
Yeah, that's right, Mitch.
Yeah. So that's good talk. There's a lot of stuff. If you want to go into bonus as well,
I'll do bonus.
All right,
I'll do bonus for a couple minutes. I gotta go meet someone for dinner.
Well, good times.
We'll
all right, sounds good.
Play the outro.
Thank you guys for watching Straight Riffin'. Back again next week with Josh Waldron, ostensibly.
Mr. Peter Riffin.
Peter Riffin.
Good night, bitches.
Thanks for listening to Straight Riffin'. You can catch all past and